Welcome to a quick overview of dynamic DNS server detection. This is a feature that's releasing for DNS protection in Agent 4.4 and allows us to do a better job controlling and managing DNS by dynamically detecting alternate sources of DNS resolution and blocking them. Let's take a quick look at how DNS protection works. What we do is we filter the DNS requests made by a system or made by a process and selectively provide the corresponding IP address. For example, if I wanted to go to www.opentext.com, my browser needs the IP address of the web server to display that content. opentext.com would be allowed and we would have access. However, if a user selected something like a malware site or a phishing site, we would then not want to provide the corresponding IP address, and leveraging the power of Bright Cloud, we can filter the category that the domain is in and then choose whether or not to provide it. Now, when you're filtering DNS requests, you want to make sure you capture every DNS request. You don't want the ability for a process to go around the protection that you've established. This is where we've introduced DNS leak prevention, which is basically a firewall which is specific to DNS that allows us to control what DNS resources are available. Now, we've depended previously on a list from Bright Cloud in order to do this, a list of known DOH servers, DNS over HTTPS, so that we can lock that down and be exclusive. But we found there was an opportunity to miss things. We wanted to make sure that this solution was truly comprehensive. This is why we're introducing the dynamic server detection, the dynamic DNS server detection. And what we're doing is querying all 443 connections as well as other connections to see if they happen to be DNS resolvers, identifying them, and then blocking them going forward. So we're really improving the DNS leak prevention functionality. So we're still leveraging that list from Bright Cloud, but then we're expanding on it and doing more. So there are two patents in play here, just from a little background perspective. The first is DNS leak prevention, that bottom one, and that was actually granted September 5th of 2023, so last year. The one we've just filed is to dynamically detect these new DNS servers. And because we have an agent running on the system that has just done a DNS lookup for any potential resources, we are very well placed to identify and then subsequently block these DNS servers as well as report back so that we can improve our intelligence. Let me show you what this looks like. I'm now on a system that's running DNS protection, so it's filtering IP addresses. What you're seeing on the screen right now is actually the beta of the 4.4 version of the agent because it allows me control of DNS leak prevention right on the system. You can see that it is active and is running version 4.4. Now, if I were to open up a browser and then try and go to a website such as www.clowndating.com, which is probably inappropriate in the workplace, I can't get there because the DNS request was filtered. We knew that this was inappropriate, and instead of providing the IP address of Clown Dating, we provided the IP address of our blog page. This is exactly the way DNS protection is supposed to work. However, every browser has the ability for you to specify alternate DNS resolvers through DOH, DNS over HTTPS. So if I go into security, I can simply go to use secure DNS, and I can, in this instance, specify an alternate DNS server. I'm going to specify Quad 9 because that's just one of the available resolvers. I could use Cloudflare, I could use Google. In this instance, I'm just using Cloud 9. Now, if I open up a new tab and try and go to Clown Dating again, it works. The reason being that the DNS resolution wasn't provided through the DNS protection agent, it was provided directly from Quad 9. This is the whole reason that we are introducing this functionality. So if I look at the DNS protection agent, this beta right now, and I enable leak prevention, what's going to happen is it's actually going to start locking down all the available DNS resources so that the DNS resolution has to occur through the DNS protection agent. So if I go back into Opera, and I try and go back into a site that I wish to access, I can go to www.clowndating again. I can't reach it. So what happened behind the scenes here is through the configuration I have inside Opera, I'd specified Quad 9. Quad 9 is now no longer available. So if I go back into the beta, very quickly you can see that we're now detecting and blocking IP addresses. Look at all the list of 9s that are showing up. I scroll to the top here. So what's happened is looked at the connection to 443 from the browser. It's killed that connection. And then now it's blocking it going forwards. Thereby, if I want DNS resolution, I have to go through the DNS protection agent. Thereby, I have to get a protected answer so I am more secure, I'm better protected. And this covers now not just the list that we get from BrightCloud, but any DNS server that we detect. Right now, this beta is actually only set to dynamically detect. So that's the cool functionality that we've added. We see that as a very powerful, if not table stakes functionality that really augments the functionality of the agent and gives us a major competitive advantage. Thank you very much.